Warning. This podcast may contain strong languages for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, this is the B13 NerdCast of Randomness, and I'm your host, Brandon Belanger, and this is the podcast we talk about everything and anything, and guys, I am back. As you know, last month was a very hard month for me and the Belanger family. I lost my brother on Mother's Day out of all days, and before we get to that, I just want to say thank you all so much again for the positive, messages, comments, and just checking up on the whole Belanger family. So I want to say thank you, and from the rest of the Belanger family, thank you very much. And this episode of the podcast will be dedicated to my older brother, Jason Wayne Belanger. God bless his soul. Rest in peace. I love you, brother. Hope to see you again. So we're going to take off on the questions and answers part 2. And let's not waste any more time. Let's get on with the questions. And again, there are multiple questions that I got from some of the same people and from different people. So let's get to it, shall we? All right. So the first question is from Renee Bolia, who's also a fan of the podcast. Also a good friend from the JOB. Thank you for your question, Renee. She asked me, if you could travel anywhere around the world in an instant, where would you go? Anywhere around the world. Personally, I've always wanted to get out of the States. So personally for me, I would love to go to Mexico. Mexico is definitely one of the main out of states that I want to go. One of the countries I would love to go to. I've always been a fan of Lucha Libre Wrestling. I'm a fan of their culture. I'm a fan of their music. And also, I'm a fan of their food. I love Mexican food. So if I were to go anywhere around the world, it would be Mexico, definitely. And hopefully one day I will bring Kat there. That would be awesome. That would be one hell of a trip, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Question is from John Lesage. Best thing you dressed up for Halloween, and why is that your favorite thing you dressed up as? Oh, God. Halloween, from literally I was 4 years old to all the way to now at 30. Personally, if I had to choose a top 3, because I can't pick just one. If I picked 3, I would say the Joker costume, just because, it's the Joker. It's one of my favorite supervillains of all time, and I really spent a good amount of money on that costume, and it was one of my favorites. The other one would have to be, I guess I was like a Grim Reaper gesture, creepy looking son of a bitch. I would, if you look at the picture, that's what I was. And I don't know how to describe that costume. It just came into mind. I bought all this random stuff, and I was like, I think this would fit. And it was something I wore with Kat on Halloween one year. I don't know exactly what the costume was, but let's just go with a dead man. Let's go with dead man. I was a dead man. Best way to putting it. And the third one, I guess, legit half skeleton, half clown looking son of a bitch. And again, another picture. Just look at that. Look at those pigtails. 2-sided hair. Yeah. Isn't that sexy? I love painting my face when it comes to Halloween, and I know it's a pain in the ass to like wash it off and everything. But those are my top 3, and I love painting my face. It's a lot of fun. Next question I got is from my fiance's father, Nicholas Dion. Love you, Pops. I did not respect the question you asked me, and everyone wants to know. Okay, not everyone, but a few people want to know. People want to know what my legitimate answer was. We all knew the Green Ranger's Dragon Zord lost to Godzilla in the Superpower Beatdown, which is on YouTube. Check it out. It's from a sponsor called Bat in the Sun. They make a lot of great videos. And literally, Dragon Zord had no chance. And from what I've heard in the comic books, the Dragon Zord and the Megazord are like getting destroyed by Godzilla. Come on. It's God fucking Zilla. I'm a huge Power Ranger fan, but Godzilla is going to kill everybody. So there's your answer, Mr. Dion. All right, Dad? But to answer your next question, here we go. By the way, you guys like the new glasses? Dope, right? Which Batman animated cartoon is your favorite? I mean, come on. We all know which one's my favorite. It's the 1990s animated series. But come to think of it, there is another one. There's Batman Beyond. And also there's newer ones. And then there's older ones from the 60s. You know what? To be completely honest, I'm going to change that answer. I do like the animated series of the 1990s. That's what I grew up watching. But personally, Batman Beyond was just awesome. And honestly, when me and Kat first started dating, we binge watched all 3 seasons, and it was awesome. And it was just like a lot of questioning on it. And it was just good. I love Terry McGinnis, and I love how Bruce Wayne is like his mentor, even though he can be a jackass. But I gotta say, Batman Beyond was pretty dope. All right, the next one I got is from a good friend who I used to work with at the JOB. Name is David Forsyth. I hope to see you again. We better have a beer soon, buddy. Yeah, that's right. Anyways, the question he asked me, between wrestling and comic books, which would you give up if you had to, and why? Ugh. I mean, personally, right now, I like I said at the last episode of the podcast, which is episode 10, question answers, part 1, which is in the archives. I am not wrestling anymore, as a lot of people may know. I actually just decided not to do it anymore because of my health, physically and mostly mentally, and also just to spend more time with friends and family. And it's not that I'm afraid of getting hurt. Again, it's more just, I gotta look out for my job. I gotta look out for my health, and I can't risk missing work. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, to answer the question, I love them both. Even though I don't watch the current stuff now, wrestling's always going to be in my blood. And comic books, I love reading comic books. Every time I'm on my lunch break, I literally get something to eat, and I go in my car, and for 45 minutes, I read a comic book or a graphic novel. So, I couldn't choose either or. If I had to, just because literally I am not doing wrestling anymore, I would probably choose comic books, but I love them both equally. So there's your answer, David. The next question I got is from Ashley William, who I want to say congratulate. I want to congratulate her. She got her bachelor's degree, and I'm very proud of her. She worked her ass off. Good old friend from the JOB. So congratulations, Ashley, and hopefully you get in the career path that you're trying to get into. So proud of you, girl. The question she asked me is, any big, exciting future plans? Besides getting married, those are my future plans, and that is really big. I think that's bigger than anything that you do, besides getting a promotion or getting a job or living your dream job. Yeah, and also you get to go to like all these shows and stuff, and don't get me wrong, they're awesome. But those are my big future plans. Getting married to Kat, which is coming up. It's going to be on August 27th. I can't wait. And never thought I would get married. I'll be completely honest. I did not think I was going to get married. So I'm wearing a ring right now. It's a silicone ring. I wear it at work, and everyone's like, "Are you married?" And I was like, "No, I'm engaged." And I'm trying to show people that, hey, I'm a liable guy, and I keep saying that because I am. I'm a liable kind of cat. Okay, you like that? Anyways, but yeah, I would say getting married. That's my big future plans, and hopefully I'll get promoted at my job at the JOB, and we'll go from there. And just keep going on with the podcast, and just doing my hobbies, doing my thing. That's pretty much it. Future plans, getting married, and hopefully have 12 kids. Kelly A. I can't pronounce your last name, so I do apologize in advance. So Kelly wants to know, what's something you do that's normal that seems weird to others? I can't really think of one. I think everything I do is somewhat normal, I guess. I know I sing out loud in public, which probably people are probably thinking that's weird when I'm at work. I'm in the back room a lot, and I actually sing a lot, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Brandon's singing again. Here we go." But that's what I like to do. I like to sing. So I would guess that is something I think is normal, but it's not normal to other people. I'll be in the back room, moving the big Joes and racking things up in the racks, and I'd just be singing. So that's what I do. I sing in the back room while I'm working, and sometimes I'll sing on the floor. I don't care. I'll sing all day. If you don't like it, then fuck you. All right, the next question I got is, this is a big one for me. It is none other than Kyle Ripley, better known as Osiris from Extreme Showdown Wrestling's Shockwave. Guys, I've been following these guys since 2010. The guy who owns it is none other than Extreme Showdown Wrestling owner Alex G, better known as Alex Garza, or Alex Garza, better known as Alex G. But these guys, they're a backyard wrestling company, and they work their way to actually have their own wrestling ring and actually do it professionally. But the thing that I liked about these guys, they were very dedicated to what they're doing, and they just took a lot of risk and actually took the time out of their days and out of their personal lives to do this. And they started at a very, very young age, and that was very inspirational to see. So this is the only backyard wrestling company that I will actually watch, and keeps giving feedback to Alex and just say, hey, these guys are getting better. Keep up the good work. And if I see something I don't like, I kind of tell him the truth, and then he hates it, and I'll be like, I'm sorry, Alex, don't hate me. All right. But this guy, greatness at his greatest, Osiris, better known as the chin kicking, the green smoking, the super kick sticking, all night token, record breaking, history making, most impact waking, most unforgettable son of a bitch you'll ever grace the ring or yard with. If I got that right, Kyle, I hope so. But other than that, let's get to the question. All right, so Kyle Ripley, better known as Osiris, asked me, did you watch and enjoy season 6 finale of Shockwave Endgames, and what was your favorite match? Yes, I did watch the finale. It was a great finale. Personally, for me, because it was just a good match, I definitely honestly, all the matches were actually pretty good that day. There was a lot of great moments. Like, personally for me, I loved the Alex G versus Jacob Prodigy. I definitely liked the Fatal 4-Way match, and Short Stack came up with the win. I loved your match with Austin G, and then Conductor came back in the coffin in that casket match you guys had. It was a very good show, but if I had to say my favorite match out of all of them, personally, Jacob Prodigy versus Hardcore Kid Alex G. It was just a very good and solid match, and they actually took some good bumps. They looked like they had some good chemistry there, and it was a very good, solid match. So that's my answer. I would say Jacob Prodigy versus Alex G. And don't take offense, Osiris. I loved your match too. It had some great moments. Conductor came back, and it was great. Can't wait for season 7, guys. The next question I got is from Emily Lloyd, who works at the JOB. Thank you for your question, Emily. Emily asks, can you go in depth about your adoption story? So the adoption story, I'll go into depth with that. So I was 18 years old. I was working at a job called Savers at the time, and I was good friends with one of the managers at the time. I was working in the back room. I was taking the donations, and that was my job, and pretty much I was cleaning up the back room. And the last minutes of me closing, I didn't have a car, didn't have a license or anything at that time. So my boss came up to me, he's checking up on me, he's like, hey, how's the rest of the cleaning going? I was like, yep, almost done, and then I'll be out of here. And he was my ride home. So he was like, so how's Angela doing? And I was like, my sister. Okay, so just trying to follow along as best you can. So he's like, how's Angela doing, your sister? And I was like, I don't know, I heard she's sick or something. I don't know what's going on. And me and her, we were not close at all. Like, we used to butt heads a lot, I feel like. And so he flat out just said, okay, I got to tell you something, and it's going to change your life. And I was like thinking, oh man, am I getting fired? Like, what's going on? You know, I didn't know what was going on. And in March of 2011, he flat out said it. He's just like, Noni and Wayne are not your biological parents. They are your grandparents. And Angela is not your sister. She is your biological mom. So I was like, fuck you. You're lying. I'm laughing, you know, and I was just like, you're pulling a rib on me, right? And he was like, no, I'm being dead serious. If you can only imagine how I was feeling during that point in time, I was having a panic attack when I first found out. It's easy to talk about now, but back then it wasn't. But I had a panic attack, literally. I remember I was standing in the same place, and I felt like I was spinning around in circles, but I was still. I was standing like the way I am right now, just standing. My head was, and everything was just spinning around in circles, question after question after question. Like, who's this person? Who's that person? Am I related to this? Am I related to that? Who's my dad? You know? And I fell to my knees. I, of course, cried and horrendously couldn't breathe. It was hard. And he literally brought me to the room, and I'm breathing heavily. I was like, oh my God, and I'm freaking out, right? I'm freaking the fuck out, and I'm like, oh my God, like, what am I gonna do? Like, what is going on? So I remember, and I'll tell you this, guys, this is not a rib. This is real life. This is what actually happened. So I remember I leave the room, and I'm leaving to go into the car. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna bring you to my car. Just relax. And there was a girl who knew Angela, my biological mom, and she went up to me and she's like, whoa, what's going on? And everyone's like looking at me like, oh my God, what happened to Brandon? Did someone die? Like, what happened? And she was like, oh my God, what happened? And I was like, did you know? Did you know about it? And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know. And I was like, about Angela being my mom. Dead silence. Dead silent. Did not know what to say. It was crazy. Then I go home. He drops me off. I go upstairs, and Noni and Wayne, my adopted parents, by all means, they are my parents, but they are my adopted parents. I go upstairs. They're watching TV like always, and they're like, hey, Bo, how's it going? And I couldn't look at them. I was like, okay, I guess. And they're like, what's wrong? I was like, oh, nothing. Just had an interesting day. I couldn't look at them. I literally was just like looking straight at the wall, and I said, I'm going to bed. And they're like, okay. So I go in my room and crying again, and I call a girl I was dating at the time. And by all means, I'm not going to throw this girl under the bus because we're good now. Like, there's nothing bad blood between us at all. So this is, again, I was 18 at the time. She was like 17, 16 at the time. So again, we were young, and I have no hate against this girl. And I'm actually appreciative that she did know about it and did not tell me, because I think it would have been a different outcome. But at the time, I called her horrendously crying. I was just like, I just found out Noni and Wayne are not my parents, and I just found out Angela's my mom, and I don't know what to do, and I figure I need to talk to you. I don't know who to come to. And she flat out just told me, like, yeah, I knew about it. And I was like, what do you mean you knew about it? And she's like, I knew about it before you did. Like, I found out back in October, and I think we started dating in August. And this was in March of 2011. So that was like a good 6 months that she knew about it. And again, no hate towards her whatsoever. But at the time, there was a lot of hatred there. There really was. I had hatred towards everybody. So God, it was just like, wait, you knew about it and you didn't tell me? And I pretty much just lost my shit. I don't even remember what I said to her, to be completely honest. I think I pretty much just told her to go fuck herself. Like, I don't want to fucking talk to you no more, or whatever it was. I really don't remember. But I remember I lost it. And then next day, I confronted my dad, and I said, I need to talk to you, and told him what I found out, and found out Angela's my biological mom. And he just said, who told you that? And I told him who. And he's like, that guy, he doesn't know nothing. And I was like, well, I want a family meeting tomorrow. Like, all of us. Megan, Jason, Angela, Noni, Wayne, the whole 9 yards. So we did the next day. So 2 days later, after I found out, we literally they all sat down. I was pissed, ready to fucking tell them how it was. Everyone was crying. They did not want me to know. They thought they were like protecting me. And it was like, and again, Angela had her fair share of demons at the time, not trying to throw her under the bus, but she did, my biological mom. And they just thought they were protecting me. And also, you know, who knows, Noni and Wayne were probably in the wrong. So back in the day, it was just a back and forth, like, who did what, who did who. And personally nowadays, and I've known this since 2011, it is now 2022. I've known this for 11 years. I moved on. Everything's good. I really don't give a shit of what the fucking truth was anymore. If they tell me about it, I'll be like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Because honestly, that was the beginning of my anxiety and depression and trust issues. Just because at the time I felt like I wasn't loved, you know, for like the longest time. I felt like no one liked me, no one cared about me, and nothing. And apparently that is not true. I have a great family, even though we're a very complex family. And I love them very much. But the one thing I will say, and the one question you're probably asking, did I meet my biological dad? Yeah, I met him a total of 7 times in the matter of those 8 years. So it really shows how much he really gave a shit. He really didn't. Not that it's not like he was an alcoholic or a drug addict or anything like that of that nature. It's not like he was an abuser or anything like that. He flaked. Simple as that. And he won't fucking admit it, but he flaked. Because he was like, oh shit, I'm going to have a kid. Fuck. And I pretty much call him a piece of shit. And then he tries to say things that I want to hear, but I don't want to hear. I want the fucking truth, you know? And he never gave it to me. And him and that whole situation was the reason why I had a drinking problem for like the longest time. And now the past 3.5 years, I've been getting my shit together. And I've been doing good. And I go to therapy a lot. I've been going to therapy on and off for like 7 years. But the last 3 years, I've been getting it right. And I love Noni. I love Wayne. They are my parents. I love Angela. She's my biological mom. And I love Megan. I love Jay, God bless his soul. I love my brother and sister that I found out, who I thought was my niece and nephew. They're actually my brother and sister. So I love Jacob. I love Jocelyn. And Jocelyn, I'm sorry for not mentioning you on the video from last month. I do apologize. And I even love my stepdad, Jerry. I love everybody. So I have no hate against the world. But the one thing about the one thing I did forget to mention, the reason why I had trust issues, and I forgot to mention this, because a lot of people knew about it before I did. So at that time, I couldn't tell who my real friends were. But I know who my real friends are, because they were there for me since day fucking one. And I'm always going to love them. So Daniel Mossy, Zach Warnica, Chris Payne, and Jimbo Joss. Love you guys. Thank you. Biggest lesson I learned is don't take everything so seriously. It's hard sometimes because I'm a very passionate guy. Like if I feel like something's right or something's wrong, I will fucking say how I feel. But I try not to take life too seriously. Like, oh yeah, I gotta pay bills. At the beginning, when I first moved in with Kat, I'll tell you, when it came to bills and shit like that, I was like, shit, this sucks. I fucking hate it. And I used to be like, oh my God, babe, we gotta pay this like now, because it's like, we're gonna be late. We're gonna be fucked. We're gonna be living on the streets or something. I don't fucking know. But you gotta learn how to not take life too seriously, because if you do, it's gonna destroy you. So I would say I learned to not take life too seriously, trying to be fun, trying to be go-getting, and just be yourself. And that was another problem I had. I had problems of being myself. And as you can tell, I have a lot of fucking toys behind me, and I don't give a shit, okay? So fuck you. My younger sister, Megan Belanger O'Brien, okay? So she asked, and you can check out her episode, which is episode 6 in the archives. Anyways, she asked, do you accept my challenge of triple dog daring you to do the bye 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 dance from NSYNC on your podcast? Fuck no, I will not do it on the podcast. And the reason being, Megan, okay, is because if I post this on Facebook and the music in the background's playing, I think they would take it off right away. And also, that's just not an excuse. That's legit. And also, no, I'm not doing the bye-bye dance. Okay. Quick story about the bye-bye-bye dance. I still know it to this day, and I'm 30. And I learned it back in 2000 when it came out. I was 7 or 8 years old, and I know the dance by heart, okay? Yes, it's crazy. A guy with tattoos knows NSYNC dance. Yes, I do. And long story short, at my biological mom's wedding back in 2001, the very, very next year to Jerry, God, I don't know what happened. I usually never had stage fright, but I did that day. They put on the song. They wanted me to dance to it, and I didn't. I hid right underneath the table, and I was like, shivering, and I was like, I don't want to do this. This is too much. I can't do this. Oh my God. But no. I will not do the bye 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 dance. Sorry, Megan. I'm not doing it. I love you, but I'm not gonna do it. You can't force me to do it. Another question from John Lesage, and he asked me, it was favorite ice cream flavor and topping, and what is your favorite? Cookies and cream, cookie dough. Those are my two favorites. Anything with cookie in it, that's my favorite ice cream. Put some chocolate jimmies on that motherfucker and get a spoon and a bowl or put it on a cone. Fucking put that shit on there and then just eat it. Last question I have is from Louis Passamore. He did ask me another question. What's a better feeling, taking a morning shit or drinking morning coffee? I'll tell you right now, you drink morning coffee, you're going to take a shit right away. So drinking coffee first thing in the morning, it's great. And then when you go to work and you're like, oh man, I got to start my work, but I got to take a dump because I just had this coffee. So, I mean, it's always good releasing all that shit out of you. But I gotta say coffee. Having morning coffee. It's basic. Morning coffee. And guys, I know this episode's a little bit short, but I just wanted to make sure to get to all those questions that I had. And guys, thank you for the questions. I do appreciate it. And again, thank you guys for hitting up me and my family during these hard times, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, so gonna end the episode like this, guys. All right, guys, if you haven't followed the Facebook page, what the fuck are you guys waiting for? Follow me on Facebook. It is the B13 NerdCast of Randomness. And also, you can follow me on YouTube if you want to hear better quality, sound quality of the podcast. It is www.youtube.com/B13 NerdCast of Randomness. And guys, just so you know, I did make a new Instagram page. So please, please, please follow me on the new Instagram page. It is the B13 NerdCast. That's right, I added an extra word in there. It's B13 NerdCast, all one word. Make sure to follow me on the new Instagram page. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on YouTube. And guys, thank you very much. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And guys, I think it's time to let the dogs out. Thank you.